Hello, a very good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I'm not sure because I did not test my mic today before I went to the studio. Okay, I hope you're all feeling fine. Okay, it's a very nice weather today, very nice day. It's not very hot as usual, as unlike other days. So I hope today you are relaxing and enjoying yourself. Okay, today I'm going to continue with chapter 4. This is 4.3, which is on protein. Okay, another organic substance. So you may would like to look at this video if you are not sure about certain facts about protein. So today I'm going to explain all about protein to you. Okay, all that you need for SPM. Okay, all right. So I'm going to share screen. I hope you can see this. All right. Okay. So I've got a lot of food here which has protein. Okay, you will see that on this slide here. There are many types of food that has protein. Some are plant-based and some are animal-based. Okay, that means you get from the meat and also even some vegetables, even some plants, they do have protein. Okay, so I'm going to start with looking at the what are the elements that a protein has. Okay, if you look at food that has protein, okay, protein is a complex, okay, organic compound. It is a very complex, or we call a very complicated molecule, which is made up of essentially there are only at least 4 elements inside protein. Okay, I say at least, that means it's the minimum. There are other proteins which have more other elements as well. Okay, so let's look at the 4 basic elements. You have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Okay, so this is nitrogen is an additional element compared to what we learned last week, which is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates will only have carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. But in order to make protein molecule, you need to have nitrogen element. Okay. Now there are some other molecules of protein which contain additional elements. Okay, some will have additional elements like phosphorus. Okay, P stands for phosphorus, and S is for sulfur. Okay, so you find that there are more elements involved in building up this protein. All right, and whatever protein you are talking about, all of those protein or every one of those protein molecules, they are made up of a basic unit. That means this basic unit is the small unit that makes up the larger molecule or called protein. So the smallest, if you break down protein, the smallest functional unit is called, okay, I think most of you will know it. This is called amino acid. Okay, so that means the smallest unit, okay, of the protein is always the amino acid. And when we want to take in protein, when we eat food that contains protein, we have to break down protein under the process of digestion in order to break it down into the smallest unit, and that is amino acid. So when you get amino acid already broken down into amino acid, that means your digestion is completed. You should get amino acid as your final products of digestion. This will be found in the lumen of your last part of the small intestine, which is called the ileum. Okay, let's look at the second slide. Right, now the basic unit, as I mentioned earlier, always remember, okay, the basic unit, or we call the monomer of protein, is always the amino acid. Okay, let's look at the molecule of amino acid. Okay, molecule. So here is one diagram that represents one amino acid. Okay, now I will say that this amino acid is a general picture. Okay, because there are actually 20 types of amino acid. All of the amino acids that we know of now, all will have these functional units, okay, which are fixed. For example, one end of the molecule will have NH2, okay, and this is called the amino group. Okay, amino group is the group that is one end of this molecule of the amino acid will have this NH2, that is the amino group. And on the other side, and the other end of the molecule of amino acid, you will have the carboxyl group. This is called carboxyl, and you will see COOH. Okay, now you don't really need to remember this. You don't, in SPM Form 5, you don't really need to draw it, but you need to know the name of amino group and carboxyl group. So every amino acid will have these two functional groups, every one of them. I just mentioned just now, there are 20 amino acids. There are 20 types. Now, of these 20 types, every one of those 20 types of amino acid will have amino group and carboxyl group. In that case, why got 20 types? Where are they different? Why are there 20 different types of amino acid? What is different is what we call this, the other one. Do you see the R here? This is known as the side chain. Okay, so this is the one that is different for every one of the 20 types of amino acid. Okay, the rest like amino group, carboxyl group, all the 20 will have. And what they are different is only this side chain. So that's why you will find that there are what scientists have discovered so far. There are like 20 types of amino acid which are synthesized, that are found in the protein. Okay, 20 types of amino acids in the protein. Okay, now let's look at what are the 20 types. Okay, now what I'm giving you now is something additional. I want you to understand what are these 20 types of amino acid and how are they different. Okay, remember you not needed to draw any one of these molecules, but you need to know the name of amino group and carboxyl group. Okay, now look at these 20. So you see here they are non-polar, they are charged, some of them are polar, they are negatively charged, positively charged. Don't have to worry, don't have to memorize any of the molecular structure. Okay, I just want you to see there are 20 types of amino acids with very, very different names and very funny names like glycine. Okay, just to highlight a few lah. Okay, glycine, alanine, valine, cysteine, proline. Okay, I'll go through the name, yeah. Leucine, isoleucine, methionine, tryptophan, phenylalanine. So if you see all these words, okay, if you're a good bio student, all right, you should know that these are amino acids. If you don't, it's still fine. Okay, we are not asking you to name the amino acids in your SPM, but they want a value added kind of education. All right, you want to know more, you put you at a higher level. All right, so you should know that these are names of different types of amino acids. Okay, lysine, arginine, histidine, all right, serine, threonine, tyrosine, asparagine, glutamine, aspartic acid, and glutamic acid. So you see all these are different types of the units of what we call the amino acids. And you see where are they different? Okay, you see this one? They are circled here, or the colored yellow color here. You see, so one is H, one is CH2. And the rest, you see this part, they are the same. This is the amino group, this is the carboxyl group. You see, all of them have the same. You see, left and right here, left and right here. What is different is this one. Okay, I'll put blue color. This is your side chain. You see, so they are different in terms of the side chain. Other than that, they will all have this amino group and the carboxyl group. Okay, amino group, carboxyl group, amino group, carboxyl group. You understand what I mean? All right. So the circled one in red, circled one in blue. These are the side chain. That is different. So I say every one of these amino acids will have different side chain. All right. Okay. Now don't need to remember. Don't crack your head over it. Okay. Next, let's look at the two groups of amino acids. Amino acids, even though you got 20 types there, right? They are classified into two groups. Okay. There are two groups of amino acids based on whether they are able to be synthesized in the body or not. Okay, the first group is called essential amino acids. Essential means they are important, very important, okay? And the other group is called non-essential amino acids. Okay, how are they different? What's the difference between essential and non-essential? Okay, there are 9 essential amino acids. You don't have to remember the names, just like all the alanine, tryptophan, valine, and all that you need. Just enough for you to know that essential amino acids are those amino acids that that needs to be obtained from the diet. It means you cannot synthesize it yourself in the body. Okay, you have to get it from the food. Okay, so that means you have many of these in the meats that you eat, the protein in the chicken meat, okay, or fish, whatever. They will have essential amino acids. Okay, and non-essential amino acids, these are the 11. Okay, just now we said 20, 9 is here, then 11 it comes over here. So 11 amino acids here, they are the amino acids that can be synthesized from the body, from the other types of amino acid. So that means you can make these non-essential amino acids from existing amino acids. You don't need to eat them from you don't need to get it from the diet. Your body, your cells can make these non-essential amino acids. Okay, and which one? Okay, again, don't need to memorize. I just want to show you. All right, I want to show you that out of the 29 essential amino acids, which are over here, these are 9. All right, see all this name: arginine, isoleucine, histidine, leucine, methionine, lysine, phenylalanine, tryptophan, threonine, and valine. Okay, don't memorize. And the other 11 will be the other group. All right. Okay. So now you know that there are 2 different types of amino acids based on whether you need to get it from the diet or whether you're able to synthesize them in your body. Okay. Now let's go on. You see. Now we notice that only 20 amino acids, right? That we know of lah. But are there only 20 types of protein in the world? Okay. Are there only 20 types of protein? Actually, no. There are thousands and thousands of different types of protein. But out of the 20 amino acids, how can you make thousands and thousands of different types of protein? Okay, so here look at this sentence. Amino acids can be arranged in many different combinations. So the keyword is combination. Okay, you want to make protein, you're going to join your amino acids together. And how you join them, there are many, many ways to join them. So therefore, it is possible to mix thousands and thousands of different kinds of protein just by having 20 amino acids. Okay, I will show you by giving you a very simple example. Okay, example. Now, how many letters are there in our English language? Alphabets. Okay, I don't see anyone with me today. I hope you're there, but maybe you're just too shy to let me know that you're there. All right, you want to remain anonymous. Okay, that's fine. It's just that if I want some interaction, I won't be able to call you lah. Right? Now, just look at the number of letters that we have in English. When you learn your ABCs, right? They're all together 26 alphabets, right? A to Z. Now, from these 26 alphabets, does it mean you only have got 26 letters or 26 words? You don't have 26 words only, right? In the dictionary, the English dictionary, you've got thousands, 200,000 of words that you can form. Okay, for example, ACE, ace, that's one word. BOOK, it's another word. You can repeat now. You can repeat the letter. You can also repeat your amino acids. Then another word, INK, ink, right? Then you can have another word called CAT, cat. So you can take any one of those alphabets. You can join it up together. You have different combinations. So in example, you have from 26 alphabets, you have thousands of words. For example, human is one word. All right. Right is another word. I hope you're writing down notes. Okay. Then you have the word biology. BIOLOGY. The combination, you can take any letter, you can form a word. Okay, just like letter is like amino acid. The word is the protein. Okay, so you can form thousands and thousands of words just by having 26 alphabet. So same thing, just by having 20 amino acids, you can have thousands and thousands of protein. After I show you the diagram. Okay, one more, the dreaded word everybody hates. Students will hate this word. Examination. Okay, everybody has to undergo examination. Okay, it is necessary just to test how much you know, how much you don't know, so that teacher knows that if we don't examine you, you may be sleeping, your eyes are open, but your mind is sleeping. All right, you're not, nothing is going into your brain. So by giving examination, we will know how smart you are, how much you know, and how much you don't know. All right, it's necessary. See how good a student you are. Okay, for example, let me show you from 3 types of amino acid. Let's say I'm not taking 20, I just have only 3 types of amino acid. see how many types of protein I can make? You see here, I just have the circle, the triangle, and the square. If I string them together, okay, bear in mind I can repeat them. Okay, you see what can I make? I can make this. You see, this is one protein with the circle, the square, the triangle, circle, circle, square. This is one type of protein. Then I can also string it in a different way. I have a square and a circle and a square and a circle and a square and a triangle. This is another protein, another strand, another what you call the linear polypeptide, right? And I can also have this longer chain. I can have a circle, circle, square, triangle, square, circle, square. So all these represent amino acid 1, amino acid 2, amino acid 3. The combinations are endless. Just like 26 alphabets, A to Z, you can make thousands and thousands of words that exist in the English language now. Okay, so you only have 20 amino acids, but you can make thousands and thousands of this, what do you call the protein. Okay, clear, right? I want you to understand that you can have different combinations of amino acid to make different types of protein. Okay, let's look at protein some more. So all proteins are composed of one or more polypeptides. When we say protein, it means it's a very complicated mass of a molecule. Very long. The chain is very long. Now, how do you make a chain? You have to join up your amino acids. So one long chain is called polypeptide. So you have more than one polypeptide. You all join it up together or you roll it up into a ball, right? Into one mass like that. It is a protein molecule. So you need to have polypeptides. And how to make polypeptides? Okay, you have to join up your amino acids together. And the process is similar to what you have learned in your previous lesson on carbohydrates. You have to remove one molecule of water to bind the two ends of this amino acid together. For example, the yellow, the orange, and the red, the orange, the red, and the green, and the blue balls, each one is an amino acid, let's say. All right, so you can actually bind them together. This is the bond. You see the middle line here? This is the peptide bond. This bond here that exists between one amino acid and the other, they are known as peptide bond. So now you see two polypeptides, or two peptides here. One strand on the left, another strand on the right. You can further joining up together. All right, these are peptides. And then you join up together and you get an even more complicated molecule, which is longer. It's called a polypeptide. In order to make protein, you must string them together and you make a long chain. So that chain is a polypeptide. Okay, all right. So it is also from the process of condensation. So let's look at formation of protein. Again, the same principle you learn in carbohydrates. You need to join together. Now the bond that is produced is called a peptide bond. So you look here, amino acid 1 is on the left, amino acid 2 is on the right. You see they are different in terms of the side chain, right? Don't worry about side chain, let it be. What you need to do is you look at this hydroxyl group, and the other one is the amino group. So the reaction takes place here. All right. What happens here is a peptide bond is formed when one molecule of water is removed. So here, see your H and the H and the O. So H2O, right? H plus and OH minus. So this will be removed. And when that happens, this C will join together with your nitrogen here. So your C will be bonded with nitrogen, and that is a peptide bond. So you look here, right? This is a peptide bond. So you notice that the OH and the H have gone off, and it's actually this water. All right. So the equation here, you have to join the two amino acids together, and then you remove one water, and then now you have a dipeptide. This is called a dipeptide because there are two amino acids joined together. It's called a dipeptide. Okay, so this process is known as condensation by removing one molecule of water. Okay, remember, so every time a bond is made, you got to remove one water. So you've got more than one bond, you have to remove another molecule of water. For every bond that is formed, one molecule of water will be removed. Okay, all right. Further condensation. So now I've only got one peptide. a dipeptide is not enough to form a protein yet. I will keep on adding the amino acids, join further to form a longer chain called a polypeptide. Okay, then only I will make my protein or able to produce a protein. Okay, so let's look at the what you call the equation. So amino acid join with another amino acid, you get dipeptide. Okay, so you remove the water. So now if you want to make this equation equal, you got to add back your water here. Okay, dipeptide add water, then you get back your amino acid and amino acid. Okay, now let's say I've got dipeptide. I want to make it longer. Okay, what do? I got to add more amino acid. So when I add more amino acid, I get a longer chain. You can see the one in the middle here is called a peptide. A peptide is just longer than the dipeptide. All right, but still not a protein molecule yet, yeah? So I want to make it even longer still. I have to add more amino acids to the peptide. So add even more. Now I will get this polypeptide. Sorry, there's a wrong mistake here. Polypeptide, yeah? I just realized it. PEP, missing. So I have a polypeptide and water. Okay, you get the idea? You want to make more longer chain, you're going to keep on adding the amino acid. And for every bond that is made, you take away one molecule of water. All right, and okay, that is formation of protein through the process called condensation. The process is called condensation. Okay, now what about breaking down a protein? If I can make protein by joining together, can I break down a protein? Yes, of course. When you eat your food, you're eating your meats, you're eating your chicken, you're eating your fish and all that. It goes into the stomach. Remember, in your stomach, it will be broken down. You learned that in Form 2, right? Chapter 3. It will become your protein will be digested into polypeptide first. Then it goes further into the small intestine, and then it will ultimately be broken down into amino acid. Okay, so it's a reverse. So bipeptides or peptides can be broken down to form amino acids. It can also happen. So because you took away one molecule of water in order to form the bond, okay? So now if you want to break the bond, you got to put back your H2O inside because your H has to attach to the amino group, okay? Your OH have to go back to the carboxyl group there. So you got to bring back your water, okay? So this process is known as hydrolysis. Same name that what you have learned for the carbohydrate the previous lesson. Okay, of course, you may need some enzyme to quicken, to hasten, make it faster, make the process a bit faster. And the enzyme that does it is called protease because it acts on protein. Okay, it breaks the bond. You can see that now you get amino acids. Okay, so they see the entire picture. From protein, okay, very complicated kind of a globular, mass. Then it will be broken down into long chain, single strands called polypeptide chain. That is still quite complex. Then you will have to break it down further. Okay, if you get 2 units only, you call it dipeptide. If you have 3 units, you call it tripeptide. But that's not full digestion yet. You have not yet gotten the basic unit. Once you get the basic unit, we will say digestion is completed. You must break down your protein to become amino acids so that they can enter the bloodstream, okay, in your lumen of the ileum or the small intestine, and then it will be transported to all the parts of your body to be utilized, to be used. If it's too big, it cannot go into the blood. Your blood cannot transport your amino acids, cannot get the amino acid, okay, cannot get the protein. It has to be broken down to amino acids. Okay, next one. Okay, this is the final part. So why do we need protein? What is the role of protein, or what is the importance of protein? What is the function of protein in our body, in the cells? All right, okay, first thing, you've learned this in Form 2, yeah? It is important for the process of repairing damaged tissues. Okay, we will get hurt when we fall down, right? The cells on our body or on our skin will get sloughed out, it will be removed, and then you need to make new cells, okay, to repair the skin cells. Okay, you repair the tissues there. So in order to make the cells, you need to have the basic building blocks of life. We call it protein. You need to have amino acid to make new cells. Okay, so building new cells, this is for injury. Repairing damaged tissue is also for injury. Building new cells for like another purpose, growing. When you were a baby or you were just a zygote in your mother's womb, it's only one cell. But now you have billions and trillions of cells in your body. Then how do you have so many cells? So your cell actually, from the zygote, it multiplied. You get 2 and 4 and 8 and 16 and so on. So the number of cells multiplied, you make new material. So that material came from the protein, the amino acid, to make new material, plasma protein and so on, okay, for growth. So you grew and you become taller every year. Okay, next. Proteins are important to make, in fact, the material to make things like enzyme, antibodies, hemoglobins, and hormones. The substances, the basic units, okay, is also amino acid. They're actually classified under protein. Enzymes, antibodies, hemoglobin, the one that carries oxygen, all right, in the red blood cell, hormones, they are all under the group of protein. So you need the amino acid to make these things. Without amino acid, you cannot make these things. And these are very essential for the physiological process of the body. Otherwise, everything will stop. No enzymes, no antibodies, you die, right? You will be easily infected by bacteria. Okay, and then it also can be used as a storage of food. It's used to produce energy. When, let's say, right, you have not been eating, okay, a few days, all right, you're not going to die. Your body is going to are going to use the glycogen that is stored in your body. But let's say that one also finished. So your body will go and oxidize the fat. Then you're happy about it because you look slimmer. After you don't eat for a few days, you look slimmer. Okay. Now let's say you do not eat also. Okay, that's unlikely now, right? You get too hungry. But certain things are sometimes it happens when people get trapped in what they call the building that collapsed during earthquake, right? There are cases where the person has been trapped there for 1 week or trapped there for 2 weeks. So what happens is their body needs energy. They finish their glucose already in the blood. They also finish the glycogen that's stored in the liver and the body cells, right, and the muscle cells. They also finish the fat, right? The fat is the person has been trapped there for so long. If the person, you can see very clearly, the person is very thin, okay? And last resort, nothing to burn, nothing to oxidize. What happens is your body will tend to no choice. You'll have to use your protein. But that is always the last choice because proteins are the building blocks of your cells, of your body. Your body will waste away, your muscles will be gone, your antibodies will be gone, no more hemoglobin, no more enzymes, and so on. So that will be always the last resort. Okay? And people who are anorexic, those who are very thin, they do not eat, mentally a bit not normal. You see that they're just a bag of bones, no fat, no muscle. The body has oxidized all this protein. Okay, and of course they have to end up in hospital, right? So this is usually the last resort. Your proteins will only be used when your carbohydrates and lipids are all finished. All right, lastly, they form, like I mentioned, there's some important things, structural parts of your body, structural material, like keratin is found in your hair and the nails and the skin. Okay, that is the protein. Protein is a keratin. A keratin is a protein that is makes up your hair, your nails, and your skin. Collagen. Everybody loves collagen because it makes your skin youthful. It makes your skin elastic, just like a baby's bottom, right? You go and you go and tap the baby bottom, it go boing, okay, got bouncy one. You go and tap your grandma's cheek, no bouncy one, it just all sags. Okay, and you grow older, your collagen gets broken down. So collagen is found in bones and also skin, all right? Myosin, this is a kind of protein that is found in muscles. Okay, so all these are important in the structural makeup of your body. So you need to have amino acids so your body can make up these things in your body. All right, okay. So, all right, I'm finished with today's lesson. So I'm giving you bits and little units so that it will not be too boring. It will not be too difficult for you. You can manage this. Okay, it's an understanding. For exercises, you have to do on your own because I cannot guide you right over this YouTube. It's very difficult because I need interaction with you. Right, I need to ask you questions. That would be too boring for a lot of people who are watching it as a video. All right, so I will give you my Telegram if you need to me to ask you any questions. All right, I'm most welcome. If I can help you, I will be most happy to help you. All right, to answer your questions. And in the process, I'm also learning. All right, there's certain things that I do not know. I will Google up for you and I'll explain it to you. Okay, all right, everyone. So I will see you next week. Hopefully, I'm not sure if I don't have a class. It means I'm not ready. I'm not free to actually have a class. All right. Okay, so let me show you my final slide, which is a thank you from me to you. See you in my next lesson. Okay, bye bye, everyone.